Okay, this is my lawn chair build so far. It's pretty good. I like one Pug Life's lawn chairs. They go pretty fast. So I plan on getting. I have a 4-horse there. This stupid thing won't run. I'm gonna start tearing her apart a little bit further and cleaning it up. It didn't have too much compression, and right now it doesn't have any because I took the head bolts out. But I'll put them all back in. Clean my curb again, clean out my fuel tank, because the fuel was the crappiest, milkiest looking fuel ever, which means water. So to start my build off, I just made a little square frame, and you can see how square it is. It's just rectangular frame, nothing fancy. Spindles are pretty badly made, but I'm going to try and put some suspension on the front. My steering's pretty weak, it bends all over the place, but I'm going to make her better. The only thing I like about this lockable steering hub, it ain't going anywhere when it's locked. It's only going straight. And my ignition, to turn it off, I'm probably gonna have to turn the key forward, because when you turn this back on a car, it cuts the circuit to the fuse. What I need on a small engine is for it to ground that out, and that'll ground that out. Once I turn that key, those two prongs will connect in there, and bang, it'll die. That's like the lights, I think, or the stereo. It hooks in there, so when you turn your key, forward a bit, your stereo will come on and stuff. But since it was out of a car, it's got tilt, and tilt's pretty good. And it doesn't steer too bad, but like I said, it's a bit tough to steer. I'll make it better. So, brake pedal so far. I'm hoping this will hold up, but I got a bicycle disc brake welded on a hub with a pocket bike caliper. When you pull that back, I'll show you. Pull that back, it breaks. So I'm going to make a little pedal setup that will, probably a cable that'll come out the back here and just break it. I have a motor plate. I don't know if my motor's going to line up to it. Nothing drill and an angle grinder can't solve. But it works pretty good. And I'm happy. My lawn chair's secure. It's not going anywhere. Might break though, because I got folded corners, and like Breathing Antler Mike said, those are no good. So if you remember, if you check on my channel, my last lawn chair build, I gave that to a buddy because I didn't feel like making it. The metal was too thin, spindles were crappy, tires just sucked. But this thing, like, look, I got actual 3-bolt hubs that'll go on my 1-inch axle. Flat tire over here, I'm going to get a tube for that after I sand the shit out of the rim and paint it. Paint all the rims on here. The front ones have red all over them from painting the wheel horse. But it'll get better. Now I'm going to do the same setup for my gas. I just got a pin there with the spring sticking through it, so I mean, it's on there pretty good even when it's just sitting there. I'm putting a bar here though, 3/4 inch bar. And it's going to stop the pedal from going back, and it's going to act as a footrest so your feet don't get all tired, because you're going to have your foot up in the air. Like, that's not, well, that might sit on the floor, but you're going to get tired of pressing that a lot. So put your feet up on the bar, and away you go. I got a universal joint in there too, so it's pretty straight. And on here I got this welded on here, and there'll be a bearing there so the end of that doesn't move. And I gotta chop it down or it's gonna drag on the ground. This is my motor plate right here. Pretty crappy little motor plate. It's off a snowblower, but when I turn it upside down, it should fit this motor. I hope so. And away I go. So I'll get you some more updates. This build has been moving fast. Every day I've been working on it. At least getting one thing done. Like one day I got the brake and that pedal done. Today I'm trying to get the motor running, but it's not going so good. I'll get back to you on that, though. It should run next time I film. If not, this motor's junk and it's gone. I guess that's what you get for getting it upstairs of a small engine place. I didn't pay anything for it, but it's still pretty junky. That's the steering wheel I'm running. The only thing is with the other one is it's just kind of too big. I like it, but it's just kind of too big. And I mean, when you put that on there, it's only going to drop down. It's not even going to drop down that much. They're pretty good. That'll be in there, It'll be a lot smaller, nice and easier to steer. The mast does make it easier to steer, but I'm going to work on that. Grease everything up, bigger bolts, a bunch of stuff like that. Not really much else going on here. Melted some aluminum on the weekend. The rig isn't here that melted it, but it's just a couple coffee cans with some charcoal in them. But you can kind of see that's really nice and pure. The top layer is really nice and pure. This bottom layer is kind of slaggy, so I'm going to have to work on that some more. This is like paper thin. This is like tin foil. Some spots it's tin foil. And this is the biggest piece we casted. Aluminum shrinks when it cools down. So when you make a mold, you're supposed to pour twice as much aluminum as you're going to need. Or a tiny bit more, maybe not a whole nother half of aluminum, but at least a quarter of what you used, you're going to need extra to pour, if that makes any sense. But my welder is working pretty good. I haven't been doing all that much welding. Everything on there's been welded, but in the last few days, this motor's been top priority, and it's not looking too good. It's 3:52 on a Tuesday. Hopefully I'll have some more stuff done by the weekend. I want to have my motor mounted. I got all this steel over here to mess around with, so you know I might make a little A-arm or something, you know. Something really dumb, or a little A-arm or something, you know, for the cart here to put some, you know, some suspension on this puppy. But it all depends on when I get done. I want to get it running first and try it out. If it rides like crap in the rear end, then it's all getting tore apart. But the rear end shouldn't make a difference because it's always stationary. The front end has to move. And you're going to be bouncing all over these bumps and stuff, and the steering wheel is going to be twisting left and right on you and whatnot. So once it rides nicely, I'll put the suspension on it. I have one spring here, so I'll have to find another bike to take it off of. I was going to use this for the steering right here, just so it doesn't slam back on you. But it'd make more sense to use that right here, you know, and have some suspension on this thing. Putting suspension on it might mean I gotta make a new braking system, but mostly everything will stick out beside that, and I hope to raise the rear end a bit. That's my plans with suspension. These springs are pretty junky though, like there's a crack in that bushing, drilled out a couple times, so those bushings might just come out, and I might put solid ones in. Brass is nice though, it doesn't wear away. It does wear, but it's a nice wear. It's not like, whoops, it's buggered. Brass, you can at least replace those parts when you need to. And that's pretty much the good thing about that shock. I can rebuild that whole thing too. Clean it all up, paint it funky colors, I don't even know. I got an hours meter up here. I bought it for my wheel horse, but it doesn't work how I thought it was. Guy at my work said you can attach it to the spark plug wire, but it doesn't work that way. So I'm going to put a battery on this thing that I'll have to keep charged, and if it isn't charged, well, my hour meter doesn't work. But I want to put a battery on this thing and make it electric start. That means I got to find a different motor. This motor here, I'm going to get running. The only reason you can't put electric start on this is because there's no mounts. You'd have to drill that out yourself, put your ring gear on, you know, and if it doesn't line up, then it's not going to work worth crap. So it's worth taking my time, finding the right motor, spending some money on a motor with electric start. And I'll just be able to use that ignition to start it up. It'll be like, and start. So yeah, that's about it for now. Yeah, I'll have more updates and leave some comments. I'm trying to get more views. I haven't really uploaded anything because I've been really lazy and just haven't decided. But I need views, so I'm gonna upload this tonight and upload more and more videos to come, because it's going to get into winter, and winter is when the heater's turned on and I start working on this like mad because there's nothing else to do. This will keep me busy. I know Pug has Project Antler going. Now it looks pretty cool, but is it going to be any good? Is it going to handle good is my question. But I guess we'll find out when he starts working on it and gets her all done. That's it for now. I'm almost at 10 minutes, and 3, 2, 1, 0.